Lesson 8. Describing People. Personality. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to learn useful vocabulary for describing people's intellectual ability, attitudes towards life, and attitudes towards other people. We will also see how similar personality traits can have either positive or negative associations. A. Intellectual ability. There are many words for describing someone who has a lot of intellectual ability. A person may be described as intelligent, bright, clever, sharp, or shrewd. We can also say that someone is able, gifted, or talented. The informal word brainy can also describe someone who is very intelligent. There are also several words for describing someone who lacks intellectual ability. These include stupid, foolish, simple, and silly. Other words are brainless, daft, dumb, dim, and thick. These 5 words are mainly informal, and they can all be offensive, so they should be used with care. Sometimes a person is clever in a negative way and uses intelligence to trick or deceive other people. Such a person may be described as cunning, crafty, or sly. B. Attitudes towards life. A pessimistic person usually expects bad things to happen. By contrast, an optimistic person expects positive results and looks on the bright side. For example, Amal is pessimistic while Nia is optimistic. He always expects the worst to happen, while she looks on the bright side. People can also be described as extroverted or introverted. An extroverted person enjoys social attention, while an introverted person may prefer quiet time alone. For example, it is strange that one of the twins is so extroverted, while the other is so introverted. Ben loves being the focus of attention, while Jake prefers to be alone with his thoughts. After a very busy day, someone may feel tense, wound up, or stressed out. These expressions describe a person who feels worried, nervous, or unable to rest. The opposite is relaxed. For example, I feel very tense, wound up, or stressed out after a very busy day at work, but after a hot bath, I soon feel relaxed. A sensible person makes reasonable decisions and avoids doing foolish things. Such a person may also be described as practical and down-to-earth. For example, Eva is very sensible. She would never do anything stupid. In other words, she is very practical and down-to-earth. A sensitive person is easily affected by what other people say or do. Such a person may become upset or worked up when criticized. Worked up is the more informal expression. For example, Roberto is very sensitive. He gets very upset or worked up if he feels that people are criticizing him. C. Attitudes towards other people. A person who enjoys the company of others may be described as sociable or gregarious. Someone who often disagrees or argues with other people may be quarrelsome or argumentative. A person who enjoys causing pain or seeing other people suffer may be described as cruel or sadistic. Someone who has a relaxed attitude towards themselves and other people may be easygoing, even-tempered, or laid-back. A person who is not polite may be described as impolite, rude, ill-mannered, or discourteous. Someone who tells the truth and can be trusted may be honest, trustworthy, reliable, or sincere. A person who feels unhappy because someone else has something that they do not have may be jealous or envious. D. One person's meat is another person's poison. Some personality characteristics can be positive or negative, depending on a person's point of view. 2 words may have similar meanings, but one may express approval while the other expresses criticism. A person who does not easily change their mind may be described positively as determined. However, the same person may be described negatively as obstinate, stubborn, or pig-headed. Someone who uses money carefully may be called thrifty or economical. These words have positive associations. Negative alternatives include stingy, mean, tight-fisted, and miserly. A confident person may be described positively as self-assured or confident. If the same confidence seems excessive, the person may be called self-important, arrogant, or full of yourself. Someone who behaves differently from most people may be described positively as unconventional or original. Negative alternatives include eccentric, odd, peculiar, and weird. A person who communicates honestly may be described positively as frank, direct, or open. If the person seems unpleasantly direct, they may be called blunt, abrupt, brusque, or curt. A person who accepts different opinions and ways of living may be called broad-minded. From a negative point of view, that person may be described as unprincipled or permissive. A person who wants to learn and ask questions may be described positively as inquiring. The negative alternatives are inquisitive and nosy. Someone who willingly gives or spends may be called generous. If they spend too much, they may be described as extravagant. A person who lacks experience of bad behavior may be described positively as innocent. A more negative description is naive. Someone who strongly wants to succeed may be called ambitious. If they try too forcefully to achieve their goals, they may be described as pushy. A person who expresses their opinions confidently may be called assertive. If this behavior becomes too forceful, the person may be described as aggressive or bossy. Usage in written and spoken English. Some personality words are more common in written English than in conversation. These include gregarious, discourteous, miserly, and inquiring. Other expressions are much more common in spoken English. These include stressed out, laid back, full of yourself, weird, nosy, pushy, and bossy.